Hi everyone! I thought that I would make a video of me colouring this card here. Now this is a card from Johanna Basford's Wildflower note card set. Now this set is being sold by the V&A Dundee. I will put a link in the description. There are 3 designs and you get 2 of each of the 3 designs when you buy them. I'm not sure, they do ship abroad, but the shipping is silly. I think there's all sorts of duties. You get envelopes as well. I've got 2 here for some reason. Anyway, but we will have a go with this. The design is really small. I will just put a pen by it so you can see how little the card is. So we have these really teeny tiny spaces to fill. So I would definitely advise to start with, if you're going to be doing this yourself, whether you follow along or not, use a hard pencil. So I would say something like a Prismacolor very thin. They have some really pretty colours in that set, or a Staedtler Ergosoft would be really nice. I can't use them today, it's too hot. For me, the paint on the outside of the barrels comes off in the heat, so I'm not using them today. Staedtler Design Journey would also be very good. They don't melt, they've got a different paint on the outside. But I've got my Polychromos. They happen to be open next to me because I was using them for the last video, and I just decided that's what I wanted to use. So less waffle and more getting on with this. So I have a little look, and we've got a few repeated designs. So this toadstool here looks very similar to this one. And this flower here looks very similar to this one, and this one looks like this one. And then we have these sort of daisy-like ones, which are all the same. So I might try and these sort of blue belly ones here and here. So I might try to colour things the same colours, just to give it a little bit of, I don't know what word I'm looking for. So let's get started. These sort of daisy-like ones, I always like doing those in a blue. I don't know why, it's just my thing. So I'm going to do them in a blue, a darkish blue. I think I might go for this cobalt blue greenish. Now we're going to have to go really sharp for these ones. I've got a sharpener here. I use the Staedtler Norris Club for my Polychromos. I find it's very good for those, and I'm just going to start. I'm going to only do the petals with this. We'll do the flower centres in different colour, and I'm just going to hope I can see well enough to stay in the lines. They are very small, but I did think when I initially saw these that maybe they'd be better not coloured because the detail is so little, but I'm having a go because I want to. I'm going to send this to someone, and I thought I wanted to add some colour, so I thought that I would just share my experience of trying to colour it. I'm thinking a magnifying glass might be needed by some people, including myself. I've got my magnifying glasses. I think I'm going to put those on. It might just show me that I can't stay in the lines. That's better. That's very much better. So yes, a magnifying glass, quite useful. It's quite difficult. I'm having to hold the card down with this hand because it keeps wanting to pop up. So holding a magnifying glass will be quite difficult. And I'm still going out of the lines, but at least I can better see what I'm doing. So that's good. But yes, I did think that they might look nice, not coloured really. They do, to be honest. But as I said, I just wanted a little go. But my goodness, it was hot last night. I don't think the temperature, my son said he went to bed at midnight and it was still 18 degrees, I think. He couldn't close his bedroom windows because he's got a fly screen on his windows, a sort of Velcro fly screen. And in between his wide open window and the fly screen there was there were 3 wasps, he said, and he couldn't get them to flick away. And so he's quite scared and didn't want to let them into the room. That's why it's got a fly screen. So he had to go to bed with the windows open. And of course, when he went to bed, it was dark, but it got light quite early, and woke him up early, which was quite useful because I needed him to help me with some jobs this morning, and he was up early and willing, which was nice. So I actually slept with my bedroom curtains open too, because I needed to open the French doors because it was so hot. And as soon as the sun set, the cooling air came in. It was really nice, but you couldn't close them. So I had those open all night, and I was woken up by the sun as well. I'd had to sort of pull the curtain round one door because the street lamp was shining in my face. So it was really light. When I woke up, it was like day. Well, it was day. So that's the blue. I think that's all. Oh, no, I've missed one. So yes, it was very bright, but I did sleep quite well until I was woken up by the sun, and there's a garage nearby, and like a car sales type garage. Oh, I can't. I'll take my specs off for a minute. I'm trying to look over at the pens and everything's going woo. This is the light cadmium yellow. I'm going to use this for these centres. I don't need my magnifying specs for this. I might not wear them all the time. It's quite difficult to grab a pencil with them on, because when I look over away from the page, everything goes all swimmy. Right, I'm not sure whether I'm going to do all the green in the same colour or not. I think it depends how everything else turns out. So I'm going to leave the leaves for now. Okay, these flowers, they look orange to me. Yes, she's going slightly mad. Don't worry about it. This is dark cadmium orange I'm going to use for these. Yes, so it was, I did get quite a little bit chilly. I had to pull the bedspread over in the night, but it was lovely to be able to snuggle down and still feel like I wasn't too hot. But we've got another 2 days of this heat, so I thought I'd come and do a little video before it gets too hot, because yesterday I got so hot shut in here. And there's also some tennis on that I want to watch. There's 3 finals on today, which is nice. There's the wheelchair doubles, and we've got a pair of Brits in the wheelchair doubles, so that's always fun to watch. And then there's the men's doubles. Is it the men's? I think we got a Brit in that. I can't remember. And then there's the ladies singles, which I think is going to be quite fun. One of the 2 ladies, I haven't seen any of her matches, so I've got no idea what her form is like, or I don't think I've ever watched her play. And the other one was playing really well. Neither of them have won it before, so that's always really nice, I think, for it to be a new winner. We've had loads of new people in the women's game. There it hasn't been someone who's come up and just won Wimbledon loads of times like Serena Williams used to. So it makes it quite interesting. I think this one too, in a way, because you never know, you know. And same in the men's. Well, it hasn't been in the men's. You always knew it was either going to be 1 or 4. And so that was still slightly limited, but there's one down here anyway. But yeah, I just had a drink of water. I don't like water very much. I mean, you can't not like water. It's just boring, isn't it? Right, the centre of these I'm going to do in a sort of brownie colour, just because I don't want all my flower centres to be yellow. So this one I'm going to do in brown ochre. Why not? You might not like the idea of having brown. Do yellow if you like yellow. Do orange. Don't know. Whatever you wish. There we go. I can see that I've not stayed in lines particularly well, and I'm not going to worry about it. Now I think this one, and this one, they look like daffodils. So I'm going to use the dark chrome yellow for the sort of central trumpety bit, and then we'll do a slightly lighter yellow for the outside petals. So this bit in the middle darker, this bit a little bit lighter, but we're using the same pencil. We're just not layering it as much on the edge. Even though it's quite a small space, I can still see the difference. And of course, you could use 2 different pencils. I'm just looking, I think that's all of them. But it's easier to just use one. And then we have light chrome yellow for our leaves. So yes, it's warm already. Went out, did farmer's market and grabbed a few things from the supermarket, but it was warm. Walking back, but what my son came to help me carry stuff, and we bought milk, and it was so nice walking back because we both had milk in bags that was sort of, he had a rucksack, and I had a bag over my shoulder, and the cold of the milk was in our back. It was keeping us cool on the way home. It was really good. So that was pleasant. I didn't think about that. So on the way, we walked along this bit of the canal path, and you go past a sort of meadowy bit. It's only small. It sounds much more romantic than it is. I'm going to go for a pink. I'm just trying to pick. I think I'm just going to go for the pink Madder Lake. And you can't see the canal at that particular point, even though it's sort of on the canal. It is on the canal path. I'm going to do these. They look like dog roses. I'm going to try and fade out a bit because it's a larger petal. Not massive, but we'll see if I can do that. So you can't see the water because you're sort of above it. And you've got this meadow to the side, which is all the loads of dried out up grass because it's so dry here. We've not had rain, driest spring on record and all that stuff, you know. It's just a bit bonkers, really. And so there's all this dry grass, and we're walking on gravelly sand, which is all dry as well. And it just feels like you're on sort of hot desert. And then you get under the trees and like, oh. And so we're walking along this talking about how hot it felt. And then on the way back, we didn't even notice. We got past that bit without even talking about it because, I think that's it. Because we had this cool milk on our back. This is the cadmium yellow. So that was a pleasant experience for us. Oh, lovely. Now we need a purpley colour, don't we? Let's go for a mauve. Let's go really dark. Here it is, mauve, and I'm going to do these cute little ones. I'm going to do the centres the same colour because they're so small. So yeah, so it was quite the experience. And then we had to queue at the market at the egg store. It was really busy. One of the they only had one staff on, and we were queuing in the shade, and it was rather nice. And then we had to move because a van came by. It's a pedestrianised area, but it was one of the market store holders, you know, it was a van. And we moved, and we had to move into the sun, and then the queue just sort of stayed where it moved to, so we were like, ugh, we're in the sun now. But there we go. It was okay. We got there. We managed. We got home early enough before it got too warm. And we, you know, got everything we needed for today. I'm sort of slightly regretting not thinking about tomorrow's meal as well, because if I have to go out on foot again tomorrow, because it's Sunday tomorrow, the supermarkets don't open that early, so it'll be warmer earlier. No, I'm talking nonsense. It'll be warmer because I won't be able to go out so early. But anyway, we'll see. But I might have enough. I don't know. We might go out in the car anyway. Depends. Husband had to go and do something else this morning, so me and son had to do the jobs, but he's always willing to help, which is nice. And I wanted my other son to be at home. My husband was out because I wanted to be able to leave the doors and windows open and let some fresh air keep coming in, you know. But we took the temperature in our house yesterday. It was really interesting. So downstairs, and there's the coolest bit of our house, down in the hallway by the front door. Never gets any sun in there. There's a draft and it's just really cool. It's nice in the summer, cold in the winter. And it was 26? 25 down there. Okay, and it felt like a fridge because the floor above, which is where I was sitting at my desk and stuff, this floor I'm on now, it was 29. And then, was it 29.5, 29? And then in my bedroom, it was 31. And in my son's bedroom in the attic, it was 32. Like, pooh, but we just were interested to see what the temperature was. I'm trying to think of another colour. What do we need? I think a sort of pinky purple. So I'm thinking, oh, we haven't got any red though, have we? Ah, red toadstool. I'm going to use this one as the crimson. It's a sort of mix between a pink and a purple. And we're doing these sort of bells. I know I said they were blue bells. They can be anything you want. Now you notice that I am not doing any shading, anything like that. And that is because it's too difficult with this small design. So I'm keeping it really simple. And just putting colour in there. I knew there was some more somewhere. There we go. My sister-in-law just shared a picture on Facebook of her son and his cousins, who are also my boys' cousins. It's like, wow, they're all getting so grown up. Her son is, he must be 16. This is deep scarlet red, so they're a little bit younger than my boys, who are going to be 20 soon. What? I'm just going to try and colour around the circles, but I know if I don't manage it I can go over it in a white pen, but red's quite difficult to cover. Even red that doesn't bleed into white pen, it can still take quite a few layers and it's going to be fiddly to do, so I thought I'd try not to, but I'm struggling to see, as I'm sure you can imagine. Yes, I think, yeah, his sister's a little bit, I'm trying to think, so their cousin is 16 and then their other, I guess the second cousins, aren't they? I think one's older and one's younger. I'm not entirely sure. I should know these things. But I don't. Anyway, it was fascinating to see them all dressed up. They had some sort of some sort of end of year prom or something like that they were going to. It was like, wow. But anyway, I never did that sort of thing. In fact, they couldn't, because it was lockdown. They couldn't do one. They had to cancel all events. So I thought what was sad was they cancelled their sort of certificate evening type thing, but they didn't bother giving out any certificates at all then. You know, we could have posted them. This is caput mortuum, and I'm going to use it for this one up here. But they just didn't bother. So, okay. My boys used to usually get something, and it just boosted their confidence a little bit. Particularly my one son, who's that flower there needs doing, doesn't it? Crimson. My one son, yeah, he always could do with a little bit. Confidence boost. But anyway, there we go. I These ones I want in a sort of bronzy. I think I'm going to use the brown ochre. Burnt ochre. Should get the name right. Brown ochre is a different colour. Now you notice I'm not doing any stems either. I will get there. I do them all the same, I think, just for ease. This one here and this one here. We might as well do them different colours. Oops, I don't mind. I could do them different browns. A red. Oh, let's use a Venetian red. For these, they're quite far away from the others. It's quite a different type of red anyway. There we go. And that one there. Wait, yeah, let's go with the sanguine. It's a little bit orangey, a bit different. Orangey red. Now we've got gills showing on this one. I think it's the only one that has gills. So I'm going to just use a dark brown for those. I'm just picking a really sharp pencil. This is nougat out of sheer laziness. There we go. I'd normally do something a bit more exciting. It's just no room. So warm grey 4 I'm going to use for the stems of all the mushrooms. Let's just move around and try and make sure I do them all here. There we go. So this is a coming out to as part of her wonderful Wildflowers book. I wonder whether this is a picture from the book that's been shrunk down. I really have no idea. Now I think I am going to use a few different greens just to keep it a bit more interesting. Yeah, I'm going to use this one first. This is the earth green yellowish, and I'm going to use this for these long pieces. Okay, and then would maybe do the individual leaves in a slightly different colour and maybe the flower stems in a different one. We won't do too many million different colours, but just a little bit of difference, or else I think it's going to look a bit samey. So these big long branchy type leafy whatever they are. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the wonderful Wildflowers book. I was thinking maybe I should do a bit more in World of Flowers, but I don't want to be bored of flowers. Do you know what I mean? So I thought maybe I won't. Maybe I'll do a bit more in Worlds of Wonder or in Small Victories instead. So although obviously it's a bit of stem there, goodness, that's fine work. Obviously they do have florals in there, but it's not just florals. You know, but I'm decided to concentrate on finishing Rita Berman's Europa book actually at the moment. I'm having fun with it. I was finding it a little bit tricky, and then I realised that actually there's certain pencils were better, not necessarily for the book, the paper, etc., but just for my mood, if you understand what I mean. And the Staedtler Design Journey pencils are just working out really well for me in that book as I'm finishing it off. Partly because there's a lot of detail, so it's a bit easier to use a slimmer pencil. But also just the sort of colour choices and things like that is just working for me, you know, at the moment. So I'm enjoying doing that, working through the pictures that I haven't done. I find always the problem with finishing a book that I've had for a long time and I've been colouring randomly is that the pictures that are left are either really hard or ones that I'm not particularly keen on. So it makes it quite tricky to try and find a way to make it really, really good fun. And I would say if you can, and you know, why do it if you're not finding it loads of fun? Well, I like that sense of completeness of finishing a book. I really enjoy that. And now that I found a set of pencils that I'm really enjoying doing it with, then now it's fun again, if you know what I mean. So I can make it fun. I just have to, you know, I had to sit down and realise that I needed to find a way to sort of do it, if you know what I mean. Now I'm going to use the permanent green olive for the leaves that are part of a flower. Does that make sense? I've sharpened off part of the name. So the sort of stems, oh my goodness, that's small, and these sorts of leaves. Now this leaf is made up of little sections. There's no way I'm going to worry about how to attack that, all those sections. We're just colouring it in. It's far too small to do anything more than just block in the little areas. You could fade the leaves towards the tip like that a little bit. I'll try and do that if I can, but if I can't, I'm not going to worry because it's so tricky. These always look like that type of lettuce. Is it lamb's lettuce? I'm not sure. Really pretty. Anyway, we never know whether Johanna might have been inspired by lettuce for different leaf shapes. I assume she takes inspiration everywhere. But I'm really excited to see what she's got in the new book. And then we've got another book, haven't we? We've got Inklings as well. So it's all very exciting next year. Well, and this year. So we've got Wonderful Wildflowers. Then in February, we've got the affirmation cards. And then in March we've got Inklings, and then I'm assuming there's going to be another big book October, November time. It's going to be really spoiled. I was just thinking I'm going to be getting a new book soon. Hannah Carlson's Christmas book. It's called God's Jewel, or Merry Christmas, Happy Christmas, Merry Christmas, I can't remember. And I didn't buy it when it came out firstly in on iMusic and Bocus, I think. I don't think Bocus delivered to the UK, but I looked at a flip through and I thought, no, look, I've got so many books, I'm just not going to get it. And then I made a colouring book index sheet for it, because I do have them for all of Hannah's books, and I had to watch a flip through to write descriptions of all of the pages, and so I had to look at them in more detail, and I was like, oh, these are so beautiful, it's such a lovely book, I just want it. And of course it's sold out. So I was like, right, when the UK edition comes out, I'm going to order it. So I've got it on order, pre-order. Not sure where from, to be honest. Might be Waterstones. Did you notice I missed that one? I can't remember if it's in Waterstones or not. Yeah, I think it is. I've got Johanna's on order from Waterstones. Oh, I've got that one. Because Waterstones delivers quite quickly. You do have to pay a little bit more, but they deliver faster than Amazon in the UK. I mean, oh, I've just noticed another one I missed over here. But you have to pay for postage, but they often send them out. I often get them before release day, which is really exciting. I also love to be able to share a flip through video really quickly. That gets me really excited. So I like to get them. I mean, everyone likes to get their book quickly, don't they? Right, here is the juniper green, and we are going to do all the loose leaves with these. I chose a sort of darker one because I wanted to so you can see the difference between the greens. There's no point in doing lots of different greens if they all look the same. Now I was thinking background, and I'm wondering, I mean, it's too intricate for pencil, but I could swish a bit of pastel on top, or do something around the circle, so leave the circle background blank and do something around there. But I'm thinking it looks quite pretty, and I don't know if I really want to risk ruining it by putting, and I quite like how it pops off the white, you know, so I think I might just leave it. But this card is going to go, this is my husband's birthday card. My boys have done theirs for him and I haven't yet. I forgot. It's not his birthday, it's Saturday's birthday on Monday, so I'm not that late, but I've just got to edit this video without him seeing it. But he doesn't usually look, he's usually involved in his own things. That one, I need the permanent green olive for this one. I knew I would have missed some. There's a little leaf here that I've missed. This needs a juniper. Are we done? No, up here. I knew we wouldn't be. I knew I would miss some. Now I'm going to have a proper scan. I think I'm done this time. Now this isn't particularly neat. As I say, it's really detailed. So if you have these, you'll have to decide whether it's something that you want to colour or not. I like the pops of colour. I think it's bright and pretty. But I don't know. Would it have been better left black and white? I think it depends on who you're sending it to. But I had a lot of fun colouring in, so that's always good. So there it is. It's come out. So you can see it within the context of the white border. I think it works really well. I think if I tried to put a bit of pastel around there, I think it would spoil it. But, you know, it's sort of up to you really how you do your own version, if you've got one. But there we go. That's me for today. So thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day and happy colouring.